Hey everyone, we're so excited we were able to get connected with Bruno Rose. And he is a multi-talented artist. He acts, he sings, he writes songs, and a whole lot more. And so we're excited we can catch up with him today. Hey Bruno, how are you?
I'm doing great, Jeremiah. Thank you so much for having me. It is a pleasure to be here. I was super excited when you asked me to do this. I was stoked. I was like, absolutely. Why would I not do it?
We here at Flux Live love agents of change that are out there innovating and of course emerging artists. And you have done a lot in your career, but you're taking things to the next level because now you're releasing an album.
Yes. Well, at least I'm trying to take it to the next level. We'll see if the next level welcomes me.
I love
If
it.
not, I'll just kick the door in myself.
I believe that about you. I love that attitude. Well, before we talk about your new album and your music, which I know everyone's really excited about, Backdrop. Let's talk about your acting career because that's where most people probably have seen you or heard about you is through some of the TV projects and film projects you've been a part of. So, what was the price you had to pay to get to where you are in this acting world, if you will, this performance world? Because I heard something along the lines of 300 auditions.
Yes. Wow. So the acting industry is very difficult. Lots of people want to do it. And one of the biggest prices I've had to pay, and like it was actually beating me up this year, is that it takes a lot of determination to get over the rejection. The rejection is what keeps a lot of people from doing it because, like you said, 300 auditions in 1 year, or over the course of probably 3 to 4 years of having my talent agent after I graduated from UNC Wilmington, I was probably rejected for all those 300 auditions, with the exception of maybe like roughly around 10 or so. And that's for professional productions, SAG productions, movies, television, and a few independent projects as well that have made it to Netflix and other streaming services. So like that's a lot of rejection, and people are like, oh wow, you only booked that many out of 300, and it's like from industry standards, I've been very lucky to book that because people can go years without booking things. People can book one out of every 100 or less. It's no way to tell, but what you know for certain is that you will face a lot of rejection in the industry. And outside of that, it's weird. It's sort of like that lonely in Hollywood feeling where you have to work so hard for your craft and make so many sacrifices that your other friends and family members don't have to make, or that people that have daytime jobs don't have to make. You kind of don't feel normal when you can't go on vacations. You can't do the things you want to do because you have auditions, you have all this other stuff, and you might have to work your daytime job or whatever that may be. So it's like, there's so many things you miss out on in life, and you miss out on that simple life that a lot of people have. And so sometimes it's hard to find happiness doing it because you can't enjoy the simple things in life. So I would say those are the two biggest things that you have to sacrifice to be an actor.
Handling rejection and also living a different life than maybe the average American or average individual around the world, because you've got to be available for that next casting call or that next audition, right?
Exactly.
Wow. Well, you are willing to face that and to break through. And what are some of the favorite moments and some of the favorite projects you've been able to work on?
Oh, wow. So there have been some very special projects that I've been able to work on, like The Act on Hulu, Jumanji, Next Level. The scene didn't make it to the final cut, but it was a nice big scene with Ninja, who's one of the biggest gamers in the world. And it was a scene with him and his wife, Jessica. And it was kind of like his cameo scene that they were going to put in the movie. There's actually an article online about it, about how the scene didn't make it. And so Ninja, myself, and his wife are all wondering, where's that scene? So we're very curious to see what they're going to do about it. But it's funny because the story was I was auditioning for a movie called Hunter's Point. No idea what it is. I go in, have my audition. I go and have my callback. In-person callbacks, they're non-existent these days for the most part. Thank you, COVID, unfortunately. And so I had no idea what movie I was in until the costume director texted me and said, "Hey, Bruno, hope you're ready for your scene or your shoot in Jumanji. Can you send us all of your info and details?" And I was like, Jumanji? I thought I was in Hunter's Point. And so being able to get on set, and then they're like, "Do you know who your scene is with?" And I was like, "No, I have no idea." They're like, oh, it's with Ninja. He's the biggest gamer in the world. Did you know that? And I was like, Ninja, like my little brother loves watching Ninja, and Ninja is about to take over Hollywood. Just wait for it. So that was like a really big moment. And then another fun moment was I had auditioned for this movie called The Bobby DeBar Story, which was a TV One movie that came out last year, and I didn't get cast originally. That is the secret that people don't know. I was not originally cast, but for whatever reason, the Wednesday before they were to start filming on Friday, my agent texted me. She's like, Bruno, do you sing? And I'm like, of course I sing, Susan. I sing. So I sent her some songs which were heavily influenced by the 80s. Little did I know that this was for the Bobby DeBar Story that has that like 60s, 70s, 80s, you know, flair and vibe. So she sent them my music. And next thing you know, she said, directors want you on set. Can you be there in 2 hours? And I was like, yes. So I rushed to set. I get to set and they're like, hey, Bruno, we want you to record a song. We want you to record a song for the movie. Only thing is you have to sing it on set Friday. And we're going to send you the song tomorrow, the music tomorrow. So they sent me the music the day before the shoot, like right at like 9 p.m. So I stayed up till 3 a.m. writing in a completely original piece, but not just one, two original pieces, one version for a piano version and one like studio production version. And then I had to perform it the next day on set in front of the entire cast, not having known anyone, just this brand new face, like, bam, just got the script the day before. Like, so that was a crazy experience. And it just goes to show you how fast your odds can change, how fast your luck can change in the acting industry. You may think everything is not going for you, and then bam, you just booked your biggest gig yet.
Wow, so many twists and turns.
I know.
Plot twist. Wow. Well, that is a huge success. And that also, like you said, you know, maybe you had chosen to turn down a vacation, or you have just made those sacrifices to hone your craft so that when opportunity knocked, you were ready to say, sure. And you made it happen with very short notice, which is incredible. What a success story. And correct me if I'm wrong, but those two songs, aren't they bonus tracks on the album you're dropping?
Yes, they actually are. They are the last two songs on the album. They're the bonus tracks of the album, track 17 and 18. And I was so excited to be able to include those in there that I was just like, at first I wasn't going to, and then I thought, no, let's include these because they almost have a similar sound to all the other songs where it's influenced by this retro vibe. So I just knew it was like the perfect way to wrap up the album with something a little different and a little upbeat, but still very romantic.
So speaking of music, how has music played a significant role in your life beyond just obviously these great stories you shared with us? Because I can imagine a lot of people getting called from their agent and they're like, oh yeah, I sing. And they just sing in the shower. But you obviously were already about music. You were already about creating before this.
Absolutely. Music kind of guided me into acting. Funny enough, I was always too afraid to sing. And my mom was always like, oh, you should join our church's choir, join the choir. And I was too afraid. I was like, I can't do runs like that. I can't sound as great as I'm not a belter. I don't know, but I would sing by myself. And the first time I ever had someone say like, oh, you sound good was I was singing Amazing Grace to myself in the bathroom. My mom was like, were you singing? And I was like, no, I wasn't singing. And I was like a young little kid. She's like, well, it sounded good, whoever was singing. And I was like, okay. So then 6th grade, I tried out for a non-musical play in middle school, and I had one line, and it was the best feeling in the world. And then the next year, I auditioned for Aladdin in Aladdin Junior the Musical, and that was the start of where like I took my music experience and combined it with theater. And from there on, I was doing theater all throughout high school. But in addition to that, with the music, I started writing music in high school, and I probably have like 25 songs on that are actually all online right now. If you search up Jamin Rose, Jamin Rose, Reverb Nation, there's a whole album of songs on there from high school that they're so funny to listen to nowadays. But so that was kind of my start of recording myself. And then after college, I was like, I need to get back into it. And then that's when I started making and writing music with my current producer, Little Bird, who is amazing.
Little Bird, yes, he helped you produce your latest album. And speaking of, are there some other great folks you've been able to work with on the music side of things, or other folks who've inspired your music and your sound?
Yes. Well, first I'm going to have to say, as far as inspiration goes, Rihanna and Mariah Carey are like they're so awesome. Rihanna for her vibe and her what she brings to it, her voice, her tone, her quality, her emotion, and then Mariah Carey for her amazing lyric writing ability. She's a great songwriter and producer, and she brings so much heart and soul and amazing voice to her music. And those are like my two biggest influences growing up. And so like I kind of take lyrical inspiration from Mariah, and I kind of take the way I play with my voice. I take cues from Rihanna and other artists as well. But those are, I would say, are my two main inspirations. And then as far as special guests and people who've helped me on the album, I'm very excited to say Little Bird, who also makes his own music, he helped me to produce the entire album with the exception of the Bobby DeBarge tracks at the end. So that was really great. And I got to bring on some guests like Shauna G, who's an amazing R&B singer. I got to work with my friend Esteban, who was actually in the Bobby DeBarge story, with Marie Burke. And, you know, they both like contributed some vocals to one of the studio versions. So that was really great to work with. I don't have a lot of featured artists on there because this album was very personal. And I just wanted to, you know, get to the ground running and make it and get it out there as my first like official debut album.
Right. That was your own, but it's great to have such collaboration with other talented artists that can be a part of this journey you're on.
Exactly.
Well, let's talk about 2021 because we're coming out of a pretty crazy year. And here you are, you know, just the first month of 2021, already dropping new music. You've gotten singles out. People can get some bonus features for already, selecting or saving some of your songs online. But what is next for you beyond, the album, beyond acting? Is there going to be more of that? Are you going to be shifting gears? What's 2021 and beyond hold for you?
Well, I'm hoping for some more acting opportunities. I actually just filmed a national commercial that's going to hopefully come out soon for a big retail brand. So I got to film that a few weeks ago. So that's in the works for 2021. I'm also already developing new music. I'm actually getting back in the studio tomorrow with my friends, Caroline, Polly, and Caitlin Condina. They're amazing singers. And they're like, we have to make a song with you when we come to Atlanta. And I was like, yes. So we're getting back in the studio with Little Bird tomorrow. I'm going to make more music. I already have voice memos lined up of songs and sounds that I want to use for the next album. And so I'm going to take that into the studio. And Little Bird and I are going to get to cooking. And so hopefully I may have like some additional songs. It won't be a full album. I'm going to release them in batches of similar sounds. Maybe some country music, maybe a little rock influence. Yes, I believe I can do whatever I want when it comes to music. And that's what I'm going to experiment and try with. So that's kind of my next big goals. And then outside of that, I'm going to keep grinding with acting and keep doing my auditions. And hopefully out of all those rejections that I get some gems.
Oh, wow. I love it, Bruno. I feel like you went from potentially a shy young boy singing alone in the shower. Now someone who says, I can sing or produce anything. That's some bold moves from you, Bruno. I love it.
I go big or go home.
So fantastic. Well, we appreciate your time today, and I'm so excited to pass on some tips to any emerging artists or actors that are maybe trying to break into the biz. That it's going to require a little bit of rejection. It's going to require some sacrifice, at least in the short term. But if you're willing to work hard, you might just get lucky. And I think your hard work has definitely paid off for you. Thanks so much, and I'm so excited for people to check out this album. Where can people stream your songs? Get the hookup. Let's wrap up with where we can get this new album.
Absolutely. You can find my music anywhere. As far as I know, anywhere where you're streaming your music currently. You can also go to brunorose.com. You can find me on Instagram, Ben Bruno Rose. I'm always posting links there. But yeah, Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Google Play Store, like all of them. You can basically find my music. Just search up Bruno Rose. Make it past that other Bruno first. You know, he's a little bit bigger than me, but yes, just search it up anywhere. And if not, send me a message and I'll send you a link.
Hit him in the DMs. He wants to
hit me in the DMs. My DMs are open.
Wow, the BBR, Ben Bruno Rose, making it happen for us. So awesome. And final quick note for folks that are pre-saving your music, there is a music video, and I think we're going to show people a little sneak peek of this music video that's coming out. But what is the song that music video is based on?
Oh, so the music video is for my song Pretty Boy Killer, which is actually where I got the album title Pretty Boy Villian from. When I was recording that song, it just resonated one of the lyrics in there, I was like, Pretty Boy Villain. That's the album. It's reclaiming this idea of you're bad in this relationship, that you're the bad one and you're not. And so I reclaim that power as the Pretty Boy Villain. So, and the music video kind of is like a fun, dark, twisted, sensual, and humorous take on the song. So I can't wait for people to hear it and see the surprise guests that I have in it. One of my friends who's freaking hilarious, Lord Malik Donovan, as he goes by. So I'm really excited to drop that because it's it's pretty funny and wild, I'll say.
Yeah, from the little clips that I've seen so far, it looks a little fun, a little sexy, a little irreverent, but also humorous as well. Like you're not taking yourself too seriously, but I do love that vibe that you create. It's got kind of that 80s vibe, that workout video vibe. It's so fun. I'm sure folks are going to love watching that video when it comes out. Well, thanks so much, Bruno. We'll catch up with you again real soon because we know you're working on some brand new projects. But thanks for your time today.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. And I love everything you're doing. It's so awesome. It's hard work to the fullest. I love it.
Thanks so much. I'm Jeremiah with Flux Live. We'll see you guys on the next Flux Live Friday.